This is the most incredible evening after a really, really sunny day. It's really absolutely amazing here.
Rachel adds a tablespoon of melted butter, an egg yolk, breadcrumbs, and around 2 teaspoons each of chives, parsley, and thyme.
You know, I think I'm going to need just a little bit more mushroom, actually. So I'll take one of these Chinese mushrooms. Anyway, someone once said that life is too short to stuff a mushroom. So not true. I want to chop the mushroom really finely because I'm not cooking it first. It's going to bake in the oven at the same time as the whole mushroom. So chop it really nice and finely. Right, that can go in. But I want it to be perfectly seasoned when the judge tastes it.
Next, it's a pinch of nutmeg.
Whoops! I think I'd be disqualified. And then you see this is going to get coated with a layer of cheese sauce and then a lovely crisp topping of crunchy, cheesy buttered crumbs. Okay, that's good. Not too thick a layer, just like that. Okay.
Topping 2 is the sauce, starting with 15 grams of melted butter.
So I'm going to add in 15 grams of flour, and that's making just a basic roux, which is a sauce thickener. And just whisk the flour into the butter for about a minute until you cook out the raw flavour of the flour. And what I've got here in this saucepan is I've got milk that I just brought up to the boil a little bit earlier with some carrots, some onion, a few peppercorns and some herbs, which I'm hoping will give me a bit of an edge flavour-wise over other mushrooms in the category.
Including Theo's, eh, Rachel? Next, 200 mils of milk make up a bechamel sauce before adding cheddar and some parmesan.
So this is turning it from a bechamel into a Mornay sauce. Really great cheese sauce. I'm going to put some mustard in. Mustard is something extraordinary to cheese sauce. It just gives that gorgeous depth of flavour.
Rachel and Theo may be professionals, but that doesn't mean they take their competition lightly.
It needs a little bit more parmesan, I think. I really wonder what everyone else's stuffed mushroom will be like. I wonder if it's going to be a really popular category. Right, that's it. And now what I'm going to do is just pour over the mushroom. I think that's good. I think that's going to be just a good amount.
For the final topping, Rachel's using 25 grams of butter and 50 grams of breadcrumbs.
Okay, the butter's melted. Turn off the heat. And then add in the breadcrumbs. I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese into the crumbs, a little bit of pepper, and scatter the crumbs over the mushrooms. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to put these mushrooms into the oven. The top will be golden, crunchy, the cheese sauce will be bubbling. It'll all be hopefully absolutely divine.
Oh, fingers crossed. Rachel's cheesy 4-layered mushroom will join Theo's creamy bacon and breadcrumb version in the fridge overnight, ready to be baked in the morning. Now all our chefs can do is rest up, as tomorrow it's Judgment Day. It's 8:15 on the morning of the Keith Country Show cook-off. After a long night, Rachel and Theo have just 45 minutes to set up, bake and present their 2 stuffed mushrooms ready for judging.
Okay.
Right, let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Yes.
Let's cook our mushrooms.
Do that.
But there's not a mushroom in here.
You're a really fun guy.
Both our cooking challengers pop their creations into the oven at 200 degrees for around 15 minutes. In Keith, entry applications aren't submitted in advance. No one knows how many other stuffers are taking part, so Rachel and Theo are keen to check out the opposition.
I think someone's actually putting the stuffed mushroom down.
No, they think it's a quiche. Yeah, she's like a keen cook too.
We do need some competition because it'd be kind of embarrassing to get a
the
prize
box is empty.
only because no one else has entered.
Yeah, exactly.
And competition at this show is fierce, with people entering year after year. Keith care worker Fiona's so keen for a prize card, she's got her fingers in lots of pies. How surprising, eh?
Today I've entered 21 categories, all sorts of different sections. This is about my 4th or 5th year.
And David from the Isle of Harris is a veteran when it comes to crooks.
Last year I won the best stick in the show, won the shield, so I'm trying to win it again, you could say, but you just don't know because there's some good steak makers in the area.
So there could be some expert mushroom stuffers too.
How are they?
That's a ploy, isn't it, to keep me chatting while my mushrooms are burning.
Oh, Theo.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice. Whoa.
Don't do that because I was going to catch it. They look pretty good. They've got nice, even crispness of sugar.
They've stuck to the tin.
The breadcrumbs have gone so crispy.
Wow, actually, they're looking really nice. Breakfast. Yeah, mine are good.
There we go.
Thank you. Oh, I was laughing at you.
Oh dear, you're stuck.
No.
Oh, they're bubbling and cheesy.
Let's go and bench our mushrooms.
Let's bench our mushrooms.
And just in time, they've only 5 minutes before entries are closed. With around 250 country shows all over Britain, the Keith Show doesn't disappoint. Since its traditional roots, crowds have been entertained while spirited competitors race for the first prize, and it's just as crucial to the local community now as it was then.
It is actually very important to the area and has been over the years a shop window for our produce.
The industrial tent plays host to a plethora of produce competitions, from food and drink to crafts and flowers. Many come from far and wide to fight it out in over 200 categories. This year, almost 600 entries are vying for judges' approval, including fancy wood sticks and a plate of 5 potatoes.
Is that the right number?
93.
Nicole's hoping the fruits of her labour will pay off.
I made like a Highland cow and I used parsley for his hair and lemons for his ears and his ring on his nose.
Ah, how sweet. But impressing the judges won't be easy.
Well, that's unfortunate. It's just not 100%.
Rachel and Theo are in the hands of Mrs. Pat Shaw. She's been judging baking and produce for over 10 years, so she'll know the level of opponents our chefs could face.
Yes, there's quite a high standard.
Our contenders enter the competition ring. After being baked under the table by the locals last time, they're both intent on winning a prize today. They've both gone all out after putting in so much effort. Rachel and Theo are the only 2 entries. Between them, they've spent hours stuffing their mushrooms, but the Keith community must have thought, life's too short for stuffing.
Yes, exactly.
It might be a relief they're not facing the local competition pros, but each of them are still up against the toughest of challenges. One's a professional cook who's already baked her way to one first prize, and the other is a Michelin-starred chef who's hungry for a victory.
Okay.
Let's go.
It could be a rumble in the Highlands, and this round is all to play for. Presenting Rachel, professional baker Allen versus Theo, Michelin star Randall. "9 a.m, the tent closes and judging begins. Our chefs have a 3-hour wait whilst their judge Pat works her way through her long line of produce.
Oh, that's nice. It's just different from just a plain.
Real men might not eat quiche, but tough cookie Pat won't eat big ones.
It says a mini quiche. That's a bit big for a mini.
Finally, category 14, 2 stuffed mushrooms. This time they've both stuck to the brief, so Pat's other judging criteria are taste and appearance.
There's not much between the two presentation.
So now it's down to how yummy they are, and she begins with Rachel's.
Nice taste. Cheese. I think they've got some mushroom chopped up inside. It's nice and creamy as well.
I'm almost scared to say it. Could there be a gold and a silver between us?
A gold and a silver. That's very Olympic. Olympic style. I think we could quite measure a gold and a silver medal. I think we can get a first and a second. We can't not get a first and a second unless
you're disqualified.
Theo is next, and he's got a high benchmark to beat.
Breadcrumbs on the top. Crispy. It's got some ham inside that. And mushroom and some onion. Very nice.
But there can only be one winner of the £2 prize.
This one actually.
With judging finished, the suspense is over as the tent reopens.
First and second.
Well done, Theo.
They do look good, I must
It's
say.
his first win of the week and a huge relief.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't get disqualified.
And you came first. That is fabulous. Oh, and she has a nice big bunch of yours,
She
hasn't she?
ate half the thing.
The fact that there were only 2 entrants is...
Well, it doesn't matter.
We won't tell anyone else
We won't
that.
tell anyone. We came first and second. That's massive.
And you've won £2, but you can't put a price on the prestige of beating a professional baker. Theo and Rachel aren't the only ones to pick up prize cards.
So you win.
Yeah.
Well done. You're pretty pleased.
Yeah, I'm really pleased.
But well done. It's really lovely.
And Nicole's fruity Highland cow also moves the judges, giving her first place. David's canes must have taken some beating as he got a whopping 18 prize cards, and out of Fiona's 21 entries, she bagged herself 5 firsts, 9 seconds and 5 thirds. So for our professional score so far, Theo's just picked up 3 points for a first and Rachel's got 2 points for a second. So at the end of day 3, Rachel's still in the lead with 5 points, with Theo lagging behind on 3.
What an exciting result. Because, you know, you really get into all this, and it's quite easy to get a little bit, you know, sad when you don't win anything.
I feel great. It was really nice to finally win something. I felt I was, you know, having failed on two of the dishes, winning something felt pretty good.
Next time we're heading south to the Kington Show in Herefordshire, where our chefs are hoping their open fruit flan competition will be as easy as pie.
I'd be delighted if you come first. I'd be
surprised.
happy-ish. I came second.